This is Echo Valley Ranch and Spa, located just 55 kilometers northwest of Karringten, British Columbia. The ranch spans over 160 acres and is the perfect setting for relaxation, luxury, and adventures in the great outdoors. But this season was like no other at Echo Valley Ranch. Instead of being a tourist hotspot, the ranch was turned into a safe zone as some of the largest wildfires in the province took place in the surrounding area. Billowing smoke filled the skies and shooting flames turned the quiet nearby forests into explosive grounds. It all started when lightning struck near Kelly Lake and sparked one of the largest fires this area has seen in nearly 50 years.
The fire is about 19,500 hectares, which is about 50,000 acres. So it is one of the larger fires in British Columbia this year. Overall in British Columbia there was 222,000 hectares burned this year. Right. These fires cost a lot of money, and they're continuing to cost until we have a snowfall. Mother Nature started this fire, and it's Mother Nature that's going to help put it out.
Hundreds of firefighters and personnel were brought in from around the world to battle these fires as local residents were evacuated. The quiet town of Karringten was suddenly scrambling to save homes and lives as the fires raged out of control within 12 kilometers. This local motel became home to some of them. The owner says it was trying times for everyone involved.
And it was very emotional for them. I had the night that the fire erupted, the one guy came in about 1:30 in the morning, and I asked him, and he said there was still 30 guys out there working through the night trying to save the homes, and he broke down.
About 30 minutes away, the doors to Echo Valley Ranch and Spa were also open to evacuees.
Just knowing we was a safe zone was good to know, and what we did was neighbours that chose not to leave when the evacuation order was issued. As the fire approached their property, it became more dangerous, and then they moved into Echo Valley, seen it as a safe zone. We had 17 of us here at the time.
Meantime, over 300 fire crews from all over BC, Alberta, Saskatchewan, Ontario, and even as far away as Australia came to this campground.
When a fire of this magnitude starts, when large numbers of firefighters have to be supported, you are going to require a small village. Firefighters work very hard, long 12-hour-plus days, extremely hot conditions. When they get back in, they need very substantial food. They need a place to sleep, a comfortable place to sleep. They need laundry supplies so that their clothes are very dirty. They get a chance to not only clean themselves, but clean their clothes, and a little relaxing time at the end of the day before they're at it the next day. So over the years, the Ministry of Forests has produced the ability to construct movable fire camps that travel around the countryside, and they can be set up relatively easily where they're needed and contain all the kind of facilities and support that I just described.
This was the first home to be evacuated. Crews had to set fire to nearby trees to stop the blaze from spreading. Fighting fire with fire became a common tactic in the battle against this inferno.
People have a hard time understanding what we mean. Like, why would you light fire when you already have fire on the landscape? But you need three things to produce fire. One is oxygen. Well, that's tough to remove unless you can smother it. The other one is to remove the heat, which is the water application. And the other one is to remove the fuel. And as soon as you remove the fuel, it's like turning the fuel off on your car. It don't go very far. So if you get rid of the fuel, that's fine. But heat, once the water evaporates, it comes back again. The fire keeps reacting. So the idea is to get rid of the fuel. So you build a cat guard or a hand line or natural control lines like lakes, waters, rivers, roads, and you burn that off. You get rid of the fuel. So when the two fires come together, a big atomic bomb goes off, right? It looks impressive. But then it collapses because the fuel ahead of it's been eaten up by the fire that you've created. And that's the art part, knowing when to do it and how to do it safely without losing anything.
In some areas, the fire was uncontrollable. The forest completely charred to black and white on both sides of the road. And just a few minutes down the road, completely untouched environment. One of the biggest concerns from the massive blaze outside of Clinton, BC was protecting the Kelly Lake substation. What you see here is about a third of the station. The rest of it is underground. Any damage from the fire would have knocked out power not just to this area, but to most of the Lower Mainland. Surprisingly enough, no structures or lives were lost during the wildfires that lasted for over a month. Also during this time, with so many fire teams and locals out of their homes, the economy got a bit of a boost. The mayor of Clinton is also predicting a bright future.
I think just business as usual. And I think this fall or next year, I think we'll see a huge climb because as what happened in Barrier, their tourism tripled after the fires were finished. Because you get all the looky-loos out and they want to see what it looked like and they want to see what the profile area is.
One of the benefits from this wildfire is it has gotten rid of some of the trees that were infested by pine beetle like the ones behind us. But also the heat from the fire has germinated the seeds in the ground to enhance growth and speed it up.
We feel very fortunate that our ranch is still here, and that the forest surrounding our ranch is still intact. And we put that down to the great work that the forestry people did. Well, let's call them the forest fighting team. And we tried to express that in a small way by offering them and their family a special offer to be able to come to our lodge and enjoy it in more peaceful times.
After the heartache and the headache gone, we will feel lucky that we can go out horseback riding again, just to step outside our fence and still see the forest that looks so green, very peaceful, and very, lucky that, we're not affected by it.
With smoke-filled skies now clear and evacuees back home, fire crews are hoping the next time they return to this area, it's for relaxation and happier times.